Birds of Prey number 10, written by Dwayne Straczynski, art by Travel Foreman. Last issue we left off with a Night of the Owls tie-in, but the big reveal at the end was that Poison Ivy was put on ice, and Starling said that she had to deal with Poison Ivy, where she has to take her to go do something. And this is the issue where they go do something. So we open up with a chopper being piloted by a guy named Layden, who I guess is kind of friends with Starling. And they're over top of the Amazon basin in Colombia, along with essentially a casket that has Poison Ivy in it. So there's that. So anyway, it's Batgirl, Katana, and Black Canary along with Starling and Poison Ivy. And they're all in this chopper just saying like, all right, well, apparently the deal that was made was that we have to get Poison Ivy to this area because it is a, quote, pulsating core of the green. And then a heat-seeking missile hits the helicopter. And everything happens so fast, but they fall out of the sky, but everyone's all right. And the issue now is how do we deal with all the stuff that just happened? So Starling looks around trying to figure out what in the hell happened to Layden. Meanwhile, the other ones are trying to break open... Sorry, Starling and Katana. Meanwhile, Black Canary and Batgirl are trying to pry open the casket that has Poison Ivy in it because she's supposed to be their guide, and they were supposed to have like a day or two to thaw her out, but... Oops. So then we go to Gotham City during the Night of the Owls, and we see the Birds of Prey meeting up with Batman to deliver the Talon that they captured, along with getting Poison Ivy out of their cryogenic thing. And Batman's pretty much like, you guys all suck, and you're trusting Poison Ivy, and she can't be trusted, and Black Canary, you suck the most out of everyone. And Black Canary's like, dude, what is wrong with you? I swear to God, I will canary cry your face off. And Batgirl's like, hey, just don't make it a thing. Just give him. He's had a rough couple days. Just chill. So then we go see Starling and Katana, who are prying Layden out of the chopper. He's also fine. But then they notice a giant tear in the hull of the chopper, and it turns out that this wasn't just a trip for the sake of bringing them down to Colombia. Layden brought along, quote, 100 gallons of pure liquid cocaine. And I was thinking maybe this was a euphemism for some other, like, super drug. But no, it is actually liquid cocaine. And apparently, according to Starling, as we'll see later, is highly flammable and explosive. So, as she's looking over this stuff, some green hand reaches out and touches her on the shoulder. Go back to Black Canary and Batgirl, who've managed to open up the casket with Poison Ivy inside, and they get talking about like redemption and whether or not people can change, blah blah, who cares, until finally they're attacked by some giant vine-looking creature that does have like a human face and eyes on it, so plenty of issues there. Meanwhile, over at Katana and Starling, they're also being attacked by a whole bunch of vine creatures, significantly smaller ones though, but still humanoid in nature. Katana sets off the liquid cocaine, because of course, which also adds the benefit of them having the heat-seeking missiles going towards them, because they expect there to be more heat-seeking missiles for some reason. So they make their way through the green men. Katana's chopping through them, realizes they don't have any souls. Another missile does show up, because why not? And they realize, oh, we're not far enough away from the fire yet. Everyone hold on to something. And it explodes. Back over with Black Canary and Batgirl dragging Poison Ivy's body through the jungle. They're just trying to, like, stay ahead of this giant monster. They're not even trying to beat it. Starling and Katana finally catch up, and they all run their way to the edge of a cliffside. There is a downed bridge, like Indiana Jones-style bridge, where it's just this rope thing. And Batgirl's like, we can make it over the bridge, and just over there is a safe house, but my zip line is snapped. How can we ever make it over? And Black Canary has a very brief flashback to her husband saying, don't be afraid of your powers. Embrace them. You can control it. To which she grabs the rope bridge that has snapped. She jumps over the edge of the cliff, screaming down to the ground, and that allows her to fly. Because she's screaming with such force, she can fly across the gap. And she lands on the other side. She ties up the rope bridge. Everyone makes it across. Starling sets off some C4 on the other side so that the green things can't follow. And then as they get over to the other side, Poison Ivy wakes up. And she's like, oh, hey, You guys did what I asked you to do. That's cool. Now let me explain what's going on in the next issue. Okay, so clearly, talking about the green, if you've been keeping up with Swamp Thing, there's obviously ties in with that. These are all very Swamp Thing-esque looking monsters. So I feel like I get that much already. If that's going to be the whole explanation, then whatever. Canary flying. It sounds cool. Like when I say it, it sounds either stupid or cool, but like I feel like it sounds cool in concept. The issue being is that they didn't really make it this triumphant moment. Like her jumping off the cliff is in the bottom of one page, and then you only get like 2 panels at the top of the next one for people to be like, oh, hey, she's flying. That's cool. And it's just, I don't know, it didn't feel as, wow, look at that cool use of her powers. It just felt more like a, yeah, okay, this thing happened, moving on. Also, we saw that she used her powers to stop the missile, like from actually exploding on them. Like she exploded it a little bit first, but like, yeah, because they showed that, like that, they made it as if it was a reveal, but it wasn't. I don't know. I'm very soured on this book, and I know that's probably making me judge these things a little bit harsher than I would be otherwise, but I don't know. It's just not hitting me the same way that like some of those earlier issue was. Travel Foreman, however, on art, line work fine, coloring. I was so used to his work on Animal Man, where I thought he was fantastic and really suit the mood. He doesn't quite suit the mood here. It is not like he has a more sort of grotesque style, and he was able to make that happen with the giant green monster thing. But with just regular people's faces, it doesn't work as well. And the coloring, also not what I'm used to with his line work, but it's not bad. It's definitely fine in general. So overall, I'm gonna have to give this one a. I'm going to have to give it a 5.5, and I'm only going that much because I do like the idea that we're setting up something where it's not just like some weird mind games. Like it just seems like, okay, they're lost in the jungle. We can't possibly have a thing where who's going to double cross who and who's going to betray who else. It's just, no, we're just trying to get Poison Ivy back to health. That's it. And I'm good with that. I'm fine with that. But I still feel like they're going to mess it up somehow.